Getting a portrait painted has always been an indulgence of the rich and famous, but now it seems the stars are getting their pets painted too. Geri Halliwell, Elton John, George Michael have all had portraits, get it, portraits, painted of their dogs. The Pooch pictures are being exhibited and then sold for charity. Well, I'm delighted to say that the pet portrait artist Cindy Lass is here in the studio with her dog Ralph, and they're joined by vet Dr. Lizzie Parker to give us some top tips on how you can get your pet looking as good as Ralph there. Look at Ralph.
Beautiful.
I'm sorry, yeah, you two obviously looking good as well, but Ralph...
Okay, we understand.
Fantastic.
Don't go on with pets, huh?
Cindy, I'll start with you then. Why are you painting pets? I mean, when did you start doing it?
January of this year.
Oh, recently?
Oh, yes. It was a tremendous challenge because I do still lives. And I wanted to raise the awareness of Battersea Dogs Home because they do an amazing turnover of dogs of 600.
That's what the money collector's going towards?
Everything.
Battersea Dogs?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
And I thought it was a great way to get celebrities involved in such a good cause to raise their profile.
Is it always dogs you've been doing?
I have done 2 dogs in New York, but that was a one-off. I mean, this was a tremendous challenge to do 19 celebrity dogs, and I had a couple of months to do it and organise the whole show.
Yeah.
And have 2 little kids and a husband and a dog and 2 goldfish.
Well, let's take a look at some of your work. We've got one coming up here. Talk us through this one.
Okay, these are Elton John's dogs. One of them is actually from Battersea. And I did all the dogs from photographs, but he wanted to see his before it went into the show, and he thought I picked up the personality and the spirits of the dogs brilliantly, which I was delighted at, because it's just one of those things that's very subconscious while you're painting, to
like
pick up their
style.
personality.
Frolicking through the fields, Claire, you were talking about that earlier, weren't you?
Exactly, I was, wasn't I?
And let's have a look at another one, just so we can get a really clear idea of what you're doing. Talk us through this one.
Now, this is Sarah Cox's dog, and I always find these dogs have a very sort of sympathetic look.
Slightly droopy.
Yeah, very droopy. So I did quite a droopy dog, and because I haven't framed them, I've done big circles, big squares and rectangles, so it looked interesting on the day.
I was going to say, the dogs all looked well groomed, which brings me to you, Lizzie. I mean, obviously people do take pride in their pets, so how are we going to use Ralph as an example? How are we going to groom Ralph, getting him ready for his portrait?
Well, in terms of making them look good, there's a number of things that we need to look at, and probably number one, quite critically, is what they eat. Because it's very much a case, you are what you eat when it comes to the dog. And if you actually look at the dog, 95% of his coat is actually protein. So you really need to have a really good diet that's got lots and lots of protein intake with his coat. Now, again, it's worth having a good, strong coat. The other thing to look at is also his skin. Now, typically, if you were to part back his coat, you should be clear, the skin should be very clean. There should be no signs of dandruff. Now, with us, if we had dandruff, we'd probably resort to something like a shampoo.
Yeah, Claire?
But with a dog, the actual fats in the diet will really make a nice, clean skin and coat.
Well, I've just got to say, he's on Iams, who have sponsored my show.
Okay, well said. Thanks for
that. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the things that we should do on a regular basis is actually brush their teeth, just like we would brush our own, but actually get a canine toothpaste. Exactly.
Oh, really?
So we've got diet is absolutely critical. The other thing is grooming. I mean, some of the dogs are really high maintenance, and Ralph here, he's groomed once every 6 weeks.
Yes.
And typically as well.
Professionally groomed.
Absolutely.
This is, you know,
serious stuff.
Does that cost a lot of money, that?
Yes.
Basically, in a word, yes.
Yes. But
it's a serious business.
But I was going to say, owning a dog is a serious business. If you're a responsible pet owner, you know, it's not just a case of owning the dog, it's all the costs are involved in basically putting everything into them in terms of their care and attention, and then they look good. Yeah. And I was going to say, in terms of other things, exercise is absolutely critical, just like with us, how you look good. So it's a case of great nutrition. Remember, they are dogs. They evolved as meat eaters. They are meat eaters.
Of course they are.
And this is where, again, it'll come out making them look good from outside. Lots of good exercise.
One celeb that springs to mind, because she's always carrying a dog around, is Geri Halliwell.
Yes.
Have you done her dog?
Yes, I have. Harry.
How well behaved was her dog?
I didn't get a chance to meet him personally, but she very kindly sent me a photograph, and her painting looks more like her, because they sent me a young photo of the dog, and he's quite white.
So you do it from a photo, you don't always do it from the dog sitting?
No, I only met Uri Geller's dogs and David Soul's.
Oh, I see. David, so go on, spoil out some more celebs you've done.
Kate Blanchett.
George Michael.
George Michael. Gosh, hundreds of them.
Elton John you've mentioned, which you've done. And you've got your T-shirt here.
Yes.
What's this T-shirt?
Well, actually, for a charity to save the Hackney Empire, I've been asked to design a couple that are going to be on July the 26th, sold for charity. So it's really nice. This is Lady Victoria Harvey's dog.
But of course it is. Can I just ask you, if I don't actually have a dog, but if I did and I wanted you to do its portrait, how much money would it cost me?
Well, we've set the price for Battersea £2,500. My commissions start from £2,000.
That's quite a lot. Well, congratulations and good luck with the charity. Lizzie and Cindy, thank you very much for coming in. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.